go, guys? What's up? West Road Po Boy coming at you on the episode 2 of the Gameplay Podcast Longplay series, The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past. Again, this is Longplay series of that, episode 2. I do have the Pieces of Heart guide, so I am going to be looking at a guide on just the Pieces of Heart, and then when eventually I'll have to do it again when I go to Dark World Dungeon number 5, because I had to. It fucked with me so bad. Yes, it's called Fuck Ass. The profile's called Fuck Ass, and you were saying what that sounded like to you, Techno?
I was saying it sounded like some 80s kid going to an arcade, getting a high score, and then putting their initials up there as ass. Only problem is this is a single-player game that is not brought out in the public like an arcade.
So okay, so I have a mindset that's older than the generation I'm born amongst. In the humor sense.
Possibly.
In the humor,
and that isn't necessarily a bad thing, as considering modern humor has gone to complete and utter shit, or is completely non-existent.
Well, that's that socialist fucking SJW rhetoric. That's all it is. Like.
Exactly. So it has gone to shit.
Yeah. I remember. I was already I'd already finished, I'd already beaten the first dungeon. What I'm going to do now is, get myself ready for the second dungeon and get a bunch of rupees in case I gotta buy more items, and I gotta get the when I get out of there, what I'm gonna do is I'm probably gonna get the Titan's Mitt, or I mean not the Titan's Mitt, but the Power Glove. No, the Power Gauntlet though. That's culture, popular fiction, DC, Marvel, Image, etc., etc. What is your exposure to that particular stuff?
Basically the occasional Marvel movie, a bunch of trailers and clips from the Marvel movies, and also some of the Batman movies. I think that's about it.
Speaking of that, to me, the best era for DC Comics, in spite of, to me was the New Earth era from 1985 to 2011. Why? Let me list some reasons off. Number 1, Batman. The first really good Batman movies, the first good ones with that Tim Burton was involved with. That Michael Keaton was Bruce Wayne. 1989, 1992. All the Joel Schumacher films and Batman Forever just bite my ass. I don't hate Val Kilmer. Love Val Kilmer. But his acting was so misused. I hated it. I hate those movies. Arnold Schwarzenegger does not, in a funny comedic parody of a tragic villain interpretation of, actually tragic anti-villain interpretation of Mr. Freeze, already are bad on their own, but they put together is just cancer.
Well, just say it like this. Arnold Schwarzenegger is the Terminator. He is not some shitty version of Mr. Freeze.
He shouldn't be. Yeah, that was a crime. That was a sin. That's like the sins that you list after the 7 deadly sins. Like don't make after sloth, greed, lust, etc., 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 don't Wrath.
bastardize good villains.
Yeah. Well, see, that's funny. That's the next one. Mr. Freeze was a shitty villain from the Silver Age Earth 1 universe that the New Earth universe was based around, right? When it got reformatted by getting merged with Earth 2, Earth S, Earth 4, and elements of Earth X through the after the crisis on Infinite Earths caused by the cosmic being that eats universes. An evil cosmic being called the Anti-Monitor.
Yeah.
He basically eats universes.
Wow. Cheesy for a villain that decides that freezing the world is the way of getting what he wants.
Well, he didn't start. You see, in the Silver Age, he started out as some scientist that got caught in a cryogenics chemical accident.
Oh yeah, and I know his backstory.
Well, that was the old backstory from the original version of him. But what made the first modern comics era, the first, real modern one, they're going into the 21st century, going to, the New Earth universe, from what they did was in the Batman animated series, that's the next one, they made him a tragic anti-villain. So they turned a sucky character that was a joke into an excellent badass. Like an absolute badass that you can actually sympathize for, because what happened in the version we are familiar with, a lot of us, he basically, fuck. So I was getting attacked.
Wasn't it that his fiance
wife
got cancer, and he thought the best way of preserving her life was by freezing her until he could find a cure for
her cancer, her rare cancer, yes. That was it.
Yeah, that's the backstory I'm familiar with.
Yes, that's the one that they put in later when the Batman the Animated Series, and then they integrated that into the New Earth universe version of the mainstream DC Comics from 1985 to 1985 to 2011. They integrated that in the comics in 1997. But the animated that generation of DC created all the great shit that we grew up with that allowed it to carry this far. Which is farther than everything in the Silver Age and the Golden Age and the Bronze Age put together.
And honestly, let's be fair, the Christopher Nolan films of Batman are some of the best, and DC has some of the best villains.
Which were the
Joker in the Joker in The Dark Knight and Dark Knight Rises, just amazing.
Yeah, I agree there. Chris Nolan and Tim Burton's Batman movies are the only ones I'll watch. That's his name, right? Christopher Nolan, did you say?
Yeah, Chris Nolan.
Yeah, his and Tim Burton's are the only ones I'll watch. They're the only ones, like... You can't beat them, really. Zack Snyder's filming is... ugh. It's like watching Michael Bay film Transformer movies all over again. We get it. You like explosions. You were a filmer. You filmed pornography. I get the innuendo. You fuck. Stop! Due to knowing that, you cannot unknow that shit.
And the issue with today's movies is that they're all action, explosions, but there really is no substance to them. It's a hollow husk of what film used to be.
Yeah! That's that postmodernist epistemological nihilist oxymoron bullshit. That's which by the way is why postmodernism is objectively wrong. It's one of the core things. It appeals to it's built on partially on an appeal to epistemological nihilism, which one of its core concepts is that there's no such thing as objective truth. Then what is physics, pricks? So yeah, it's really a non-argument. And you could, and the other way is you can literally justify any fucking villainous thing because why not? As well. Yeah. Which
like
is
at least the Joker in the Dark Knight films were a philosophical look at nihilism with and not justifying any of the actions he partakes in, but going through the philosophical motions of why he takes those actions.
Damn right, baby. Got it. First try, too. Second less than the bare minimum. I could have done a little faster, but, you know, slight slip knocked me off a second.
And then you have Lex Luthor basically being the Elon Musk of what is it, Metropolis?
He's actually not really the Elon Musk. He's more of a see, somewhere halfway between the Elon Musk and because he does have an invention side. But what's a shitty politician you could really compare him to with decent accuracy? Somewhere between a fucking shitty half-assed bastardization of Elon Musk and then that for DC and Metropolis.
Nancy Pelosi, Mitch McConnell, some semblance of a combination of both sides of Congress and some of the Senate and whatnot.
What's the okay? So he's literally like the U.S.'s fucking political shit show personified in a
well, you asked me to name a politician, and I just gave you like 400 of them.
God damn. Okay, yeah. Oof. Oof. When are they regressive? Oh, that's right, they're not, because there's like 7 origin points of regressivism, as I call it. The Kalinskyites, they're dumb. I was in their server. They still don't know what mutualism is. It's fucking hilarious. They still don't know what mutualist socialism is. And they act like they're smart. They're fucking retarded. Oh. I posed as a libertarian progressivist and a mutualist in that server. And they still didn't know shit! They didn't even know a tenth of what they're talking about. Now, one of the times I won't say his name, but one dude had a screenshot where one of the Keynesians says, well, inflation's not that big a problem, especially if billionaires get to use that money first. I'm like, are you shitting me? Thanks for admitting you support billionaires. Thanks for admitting that to the rest of us who already fucking know.
Even Keynes acknowledged that there were issues to inflation. He just said that the issues with inflation are not as bad as those with the issues of deflation. Mind you, we here say that both can be equally as disastrous.
I honestly think deflation is just, I think Tom Wood summed it best, but yeah, if you go at an exacerbated rate real fast with it, then yeah, it could be disastrous, because hyper-deflation would be, woo!
And if anything,
but that's
it shouldn't.
Sorry, go ahead.
If anything, we have pulled the wires between the check engine light and the engine, and have just hooked up a big fat battery to the check engine light inverter, so that it never shows that the engine has a problem with just printing money.
Well,
Because, well, it could be used as an indicator and not a dial. Anyways, go on.
So anyways, I was getting back to what made the New Earth universe mainstream from '85 to 2011. So Batman animated series, Harley Quinn, the actual badass, what we're all familiar with, interpretation of Mr. Freeze, the best voice actors I've ever heard for Joker and Batman, you know, Kevin Conroy and Mark Hamill. If I ever met Mark Hamill, I would just hug him. I just want to hug him, yeah, to say, hey, just that, you know, that's all I think I want to do. Cause he generally comes off as like an actually decent guy. I disagree with some of his leanings in certain areas, but you know, it's probably all he knows, all he's familiar with. So I can't really say it's set in stone, but you know. But you know, you see, he comes off like he means well. Like, look what he called out with Star Wars, roasting the shit out of him. Roasting the shit out of the Disney corporate caucus. Excuse me, decisions on Star Wars.
Well, of course, Disney has been making bad decisions since before Star Wars. But, yeah.
I think Disney started going down that path when Roy and the last actual Disney bloodlines that were involved in the business died.
Well, rags to riches to rags, all in 3 generations, if I'm not mistaken.
Basically, yeah. The only thing Marvel's got going for it, realistically, is the MCU, the Marvel Cinematic Universe, like Iron Man. The better.
Let's be fair, they're tossing that into the trash as well with the introduction of Captain Marvel and the way that she is.
Yeah, and see, they're even fucking that up. Let's see, what was the other? Oh yeah, I'm sorry, I'm off track. We already said Batman animated series. Turning Mr. Freeze from like a loser character, shit tier character from the Silver Age to a badass and a tragic anti-villain. You know, that tried to save his wife and got fucked by guys that were funding his shit, and they shut him and took the financing and shut him off out from under him, and you know, could have killed her.
Wow.
You know, because that's what happened. That was the original story in the animated series, and that's what was adapted into the comic form. It's he's one of the few characters that actually makes me cry to this day because of that shit. Like, I can actually sob if I watch. I just got through watching the fucking episode with Freeze. I had to wipe my eyes a few times. It was fucking... Whew. It was so good. And that voice actor, by the way, died years ago. So you're never going to get a good Mr. Freeze actor. Unless you can find someone that's real close to sounding like him. I forgot the guy's name, but... Collecting a fuck ton of rupees, because you best do this.
Yes, bring on the inflation.
Well, rupee.
Anyways, same thing with the Joker, really, unless, mind you, I have not seen the latest Joker movie, but, yeah, Heath Ledger, the Dark Knight, Joker has also, is also, passed away a decade and change ago.
Yeah. I love Jack Nicholson's interpretation of the Joker. He just pulled it off so well. No, here's what's fun. You gotta watch him. Jack Nicholson, though, that's what made oh, look what just happened there. I just stepped in a bomb. I love when Mark Hamill admitted the reaction when one of his people, his homies were like, Dude, you know that's quite the honor to be. It's quite the job following in Jack Nicholson's footsteps. He goes, "Oh my God, I forgot about that!" Like he flipped out, he flipped shit. Like, oh shit, I forgot. That's gonna be a tough act to follow. Like he nearly shit himself, kind of. Which is priceless. I'm like, well, he's humble. He's fucking humble. We gotta give him that. Alright, I gotta go back down here and I gotta go to the Lost Woods and get a piece of heart. I think it's 1 or 2 pieces of heart down in there. So yeah, so we got those. We already talked about them. So there's Harley Quinn. Harley Quinn was created out of that series. The Joker's the best voice actor in my POV. Kevin Conroy. Victor Fries has actually made a decent character. The Superman animated series, the Justice League Unlimited, Static Shock. Just the DC animated fucking universe. All of that was fantastic. Batman Beyond, holy fuck, did they have some horrifying shit in there. They did not skimp on the body horror and the fuckery. They did not skimp on that shit. It was not for the faint. Some episodes are not for the faint of heart. And what's fucked up was if you haven't seen this, a lot of you I'm sure you have, but those of you haven't, I'm gonna spoil a massive spoiler. Mr. Freeze, the DC animated universe, Mr. Freeze, his his mutation that makes him have to need to be kept at sub-zero to live. That problem eats away at his body until he's nothing but a head. An immortal head. Like the brain, like that horror movie, The Brain That Won't Die.
What a shitty existence that would be.
When he managed to get his body back, there's a guy that bought the when Bruce Wayne had to retire because he got fucked up, you know, and the fact he had to use a gun to defend himself, he decided, fuck it, I'm gonna retire. I can't do this. This is not my code of ethic. This is not my code of ethic. No, I can't. So he said, fuck that. So he turned into Batsuit, retired. When he did that, Wayne Enterprises got taken out from under him by I forgot his name, Powers. Well, they took Project Cadmus and they used nanotech to basically encode Bruce Wayne's DNA into a man, Mr. McGinnis, so he could impregnate his wife with the sperm was turned into Bruce Wayne's sperm through the nanotech, and then they left him afterwards. You know, because nanotech like that will leave the body, or it wouldn't be able to work.
Speaking of Bruce Wayne and Batman, the thing, and to speak a little bit of the talk that's going around Batman and whatnot, it sucks that people don't understand, and particularly people on Twitter, because that's the only place that I could imagine this is coming from. Asking themselves why Batman doesn't just kill the Joker and whatnot, then it's like, bitch, please. That is the entire point of his character, that he does not kill, no matter who it is that it is committing a wrong.
Yeah, that's the whole point. If you don't know that, you don't know Batman. Although there are 8 times, there's like 8 or 9 times he has broken that. The more controversial part of his
But still, the code of ethics of the Bat is do not kill, even if it's someone as horrible as the Joker is.
keep imprisoning them. Hope the system will actually fucking do something right for once and stop dicking around. Yeah. That's the whole, like, fucking point of the bat, like, doing that.
Yes, I have blocked Twitter on my missions for a reason. I just simply don't want to deal with it.
I cannot blame you for that. That is a cancer cesspool. That is an ideological bunch of bullshittery. And if you watch the leftists that peddle the fucking, hate on my hate speech, one moment, and then when they get targeted for the bullshit they peddle, they go my free speech, and they don't even believe the Constitution, just like the so-called far right wingers. Please. They're left of my ass. Fuck, like Fuentes. If you heard the fash commie rhetoric he spewed, fuck off. Fuck off. Anyway.
The thing is, is more so like off-center, if anything, because sure it is nationalist, which is typically portrayed as right-wing, but it is a socialist ideology at the core of it.
Like, he's literally advocating a more socialistic variant of what the establishment's doing, but with nationalist populist rhetoric onto it. And
it's literally socialism for me, but not for thee.
That's, yeah, it's bullshit.
That is the only difference between fascism and socialism.
Yeah, basically. And, Nick's pretty much down that route. Hoppe warned Rothbard not to go. Warned Pat Buchanan. Hoppe and Rothbard warned Buchanan not to go down that road, which is great. But anyway, so there's some other reasons that DC's New Earth era made things was the best. I already went over the DCAU. I went over a lot of the character changes that were for the better. It's also the era that made the original Teen Titans. God damn the fan fiction off of them. And some of it's good too, actually. I've read it. Some of it aged well. My favorite was a Miss Holly Floret. A Firewalker 711 or Firewalker 71. I watched her since I read her stuff since I was a kid. She had the original, like, comic strips of Teen Titans The Aftermath, and it was great.
I think I have one of the animated Teen Titans. I don't know which one per se, but I do know that I have watched animated Teen Titans.
But the Teen Titans Go is trash, and it was meant to be satire in the first place. And then they had an entire episode dedicated to pissing off, saying fuck you to the fans of the original show that didn't get their promise. When they were promised, hey, season 6 might come. Season 7 might, or what is 6 or whatever, whatever the season is will come about eventually. It could be coming. And then we promise we'll try to get it out, and then they bring this shit out. It's goofy, it's a satire of Teen Titans, I get it, but it's horribly done. It's not even that funny at all. Teen Titans Go, the comic, that was the add-on to the TV series, was better. And it actually was funny. Like, you actually see moments where, like Beast Boy flirts with Raven openly. Like, one time when they said, like, Beast Boy's hair was ugly, he awful swear was like, Ray, you think I'm cute, don't you? You know, that kind of shit. Openly hitting on her and shit. Hitting her up with them questions. Hey, you think I'm a cutie, don't you? And shit, like, it's funny. But it was done in a lighthearted manner. They're kept the exception of the pairings out in the fucking series. because the the authors wanted to subtly hint at it and shit. The couple was canon in the comics, as well, and it's only hinted at in the comics and the show combined, the original show and the comics off. But so, and you know what's crazy? Teen Titans like that. It was the first like show to combine Western and anime style cartoon animation, which plus for me.
And the thing is, that ended up being pretty good, if I remember.
It was the best thing they had done. That's why it was so popular. The only thing is they canceled it. They don't know. There's a lot of reasons to go into about why it was canceled. It's not really set in stone either.
The irony is that I can pull a quote from DC to describe how DC is today from Harvey Dent. You either die a hero, or you live long enough to see yourself become the villain.
Basically. So I went over all the different reasons. I went through those. So the other thing that made the New Earth era from 1985 to 2011 so great was, I went over a lot of big ones already. Fuck, it's kind of hard. It's kind of hard to say, because there's it's hard to list them, because that era did so much. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But anyways, moving on. When the whole Flashpoint happened, I read it and I'm like, well, that's sweet. Batman got a little closure about, from when he got a letter to his dad sent to him, from Dr. Thomas Wayne. And he cried, and it actually got me a little misty-eyed reading the comic digital scan of it. I'm like, damn, he needed that. But why did it take this fucking long? It would have been nice if something happened. But the New 52, they just fucked up everything. If you like Damian Wayne, the character, fine. But I hate Damian Wayne. He's like the bratty little shit with a psychopathic streak. That just knows how to fight. That's all he comes off to me as when I first saw him. When I first read him, I'm like, I ain't doing this. And then he kidnaps the members of the original New Teen Titans, except for Cyborg. Or maybe he does, I don't know. I forgot. But he kidnaps the members and gets them to work for him to take on his granddad, Ra's al Ghul. And then that's how it started. The whole origin of Beast Boy is completely changed, and it doesn't really fit him. Beast Boy's origins are grim and dark, but changing, and he's able to adapt and learn lessons from that and grow as a person and basically be a shit-talking jokester, excuse me. To cover for that and to lighten the mood to make others not have to suffer. And that's what he basically when he got bit by a green monkey that had Sakucha virus or whatever the fuck it's called. And
basically wanted to replicate Spider-Man because they saw Spider-Man being successful. Okay, got it.
Actually, I think it came out in the early 60s.
Yeah, but I mean this retcon specifically.
Well, yeah. Well, this retcon, the story I'm giving off about the original origin story is the same. It was the original origin story of.
Okay.
So and it came out like in 60 something, like early 60s. It was like right at the beginning of the Silver Age, like 10 years into the Silver Age when it came out, which started in the 50s. So a certain number of years got in. So yeah, it's Okay, I got a bombing area. I'm gonna go back to Kakariko Village. I'm looking up the heart pieces guide so I can get a bunch of those while I can. And you can go fuck yourself. But yeah, he basically joins. He basically gets his parents try to save his life. And they injected him with a bunch of animal DNA. Well, apparently he becomes a metahuman, which is DC's counterpart to mutants, metahuman. And there's a whole classification of them. If you're half demon, for instance, like Raven is, or Inuyasha or something, you're technically a class of metahuman. You could be like similar to a Homo Magi, which is a metahuman that's able to tap into the energy fields that magic comes from. So you have magical powers. So, or actual magical power, like wizards and sorcery and shit. And they go back to, and they used to be in the civilization of Atlantis. And it got flooded, it got sunk into the ocean, and I think the Spectre might have been guilty of that, releasing his wrath on the world. It's the spirit of vengeance the spirit of wrath and vengeance in DC Comics. The original Wrath Demon became known as Eclipso. He went malignant. It turned, evil. But yeah. Let's see, see if I can find that wall to bomb in. You ever used that to do that? You scratch your tongue with your teeth? Itchy.
Mind you, these big names, Fallen, DC, and Marvel, is making way, essentially, as far as I can tell, for what might just be a golden age of indie comics.
It's gonna happen, yeah. But, so Beast Boy, when he lost it, he basically witnessed his parents die at 5 years old. His dad told him, Dr. Logan said, "Son, turn into a bird and fly away," and he watched him die, and that scarred him for life. Then he got adopted into a family that there was a superhero team, and the adopted father was a bit of a dick to him, Dr. Mento. And, well, they died. I think they died as well, and he lost them, and he wasn't around, and he lost them, and he had to deal with that guilt. And Titans were the only ones like family to him. But see, what makes Beast Boy and Raven compatible as a thing is they both share the same common ground. They both share tragedy. And they both have the same exact, code of morals and shit, and they have the same values and shit on an interpersonal level. That's originally, like Earth 1 and New Earth versions of them. That's what made them compatible. Because Teen Titans, as we see in the cartoons was a Silver Age team starting in 1980. Is the new Teen Titans it was called. Oh, I fucked up again. But no matter. I'll just go down here and get this piece of heart. Save that other one for later. Fuck it. So yeah, you see how they basically changed that origin story up. The New 52 also took away the origin story of Mr. Freeze. They basically made him. So they undid everything that made Mr. Freeze stop being a shit character. They basically undid all that.
Wow.
They basically made it instead of, you know, having his wife be cryogenically frozen to keep her alive. He basically was, you know, the dude. He was basically a dude, mentally fucked up, and he made up all that shit in his head about her. Do you know how pissed I was?
I can imagine if they basically destroy a character that they retconned to be good by retconning them again.
Yeah, that's literally what they did, and he's just crazy. He's a crazy pissant. And that pissed me off because it's just bad writing all around. One. Two. Number two is just fucking. Why? Why strip it away? There's no point. You're not gonna. All you're gonna do is lose people. You're gonna lose money. Oh, they ain't hurting. And I'm like, yeah, they're gonna be hurting for long.
Well, yeah, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But this is what it's like when you get this. You become part of a corporate system. You just get opinionated and entitled, because you've got a lot of status to governmental backpedaling and shit. Because corporations, I've already said, corporations are government spooks, using the egoist language side of things.
Honestly, for a great analysis of media, both new and old, I suggest the Foundation for Economic Freedom's YouTube channel. Out of Frame is just the best.
That doesn't surprise me. And then you got the fact that a lot of the writers, I think, old school writers were not pro-communist back in DC's time, DC's old era. I don't think they were pro-commie like Hollywood's always been, which is great, but, you know. I could be wrong, but they did, you know, if you read the stuff, it didn't come off, you know, it didn't seem it. You know what I mean?
Understandable.
Right, so.
Yeah, wasn't there some kind of a toying of the idea of a communist Superman?
I'm not sure. May have been, I don't know.
Oh, right, there is a universe where Superman is evil. Superman Red Sun.
They actually had antimatter versions of Superman. The original enemy of the anti-Superman was originally from Earth 3, I believe, in the original multiverse. Basically what happened was he was basically he ate I think he ate kryptonite or something. He consumed kryptonite for power. You see the implication of that?
Yeah, exactly the opposite as Superman. Understandable.
Well, they have antimatter universe counterparts to him as well in the New Earth series that basically ate the same thing, or they ate antimatter, anti-kryptonite, essentially. Which is crazy, but yeah, it worked, and they could kick Superman's ass.
Well, understandable, considering that if kryptonite is inside of anti-Superman, well then Superman by proxy is then no longer so Superman.
Yeah. But as I was saying, So you get there's a lot more I could say, but you see what made the New Earth, you know, from 85 to 2011 great. And you see some of the shit they did that just fucked up everything on what made those characters great on a writing level and a foundational level.
Well, yeah, early 2000s to, well, yeah, about 2011 was my were my childhood, so yeah, I basically lived that for the final 10 years of its existence.
Yeah. Now, another one that really infuriated me was when they they made, look, if you want to have more gay characters, make them up. Come up with something. Make them also cool as fucking shit. Like, actually, make them have really kick-ass powers. I was never a big Green Lantern fan. I'm not...
Make them original. Don't just rehash existing characters, because guess what? Those are existing characters. It's kind of like gender bending or race bending existing characters. It never works out.
No, it doesn't work out, and all it is political fucking posturing. It's all it is, and it sucks. I don't care if you got a like. This is how they did a black guy as Firestorm, the nuclear man. One of my favorite fucking heroes from the Earth 1 and New Earth eras of DC. You know, that was the Silver Age, was Earth 1, you know, and then Earth 2, as they named it, was the original Golden Age. New Earth was the Modern Age, the Bronze and Modern Age. First Modern Age and Bronze Age. But essentially, what happened was Ronnie Raymond needed the Firestorm mantle, the core of the Firestorm's power, to be passed on to someone. And they picked a kid named Jason Rush. And he was perfect for it. He was a smart kid. He had his head on. He was at the right mindset and all that shit. He just didn't. He also could draw off of solar energy and other forms of radiation to fuel himself. He was a complete badass. Like that's what he was. He was like and that's how you could do. That's how you race bend a character and make it work. And also make the story cohesive. And I like Jason Rush as a Firestorm. I liked him as Firestorm. I loved him as Firestorm. He was cool as shit. Or do like what they did with Static Shock. Virgil... what's his fucking name again? Virgil Hawkins or whatever? Superhero Static Shock. What? That dude was badass. He was actually my favorite, yeah, I actually watched him before you know, when I wasn't watching Teen Titans, or when I watched him in the fucking time travel heavy episodes of Justice League Unlimited. I loved that, watching Static. Do something like that. Because this is what they did with the first Green Lantern. Like I said, I'm not a big Green Lantern fan. I think John Stewart was the only Green Lantern I actually liked. In any depth, you know. Right?
Well, just because you have a cool power doesn't mean that you're likable, so I can see that.
But I'm not a big fan of the original Green Lantern was based on a living sentient flame that grew from the heart of a star and attached itself to the soul of a former Green Lantern Corps member from Earth 1. And his power ring and his soul merged with that living flame in Earth 2. And it grew in the heart of a star until it became this green flame of life and called the Star Heart. It got turned into so many things. Eventually, a lantern. It was crafted into a lantern. The rocket came to Earth. It flew through space to Earth on the metalloid from meteor material. Essentially, what happened. Excuse me. The material was shaped. It was crafted into a lantern. Well, there was a power ring the original power ring that was for it. He basically this guy named Alan Scott did it. He started using it. The only problem was he found out one day he got the shit beat out of him with a baseball bat. Apparently, the Guardians of the Universe from Earth 1, that corrupt Green Lantern, they took away the color of yellow as his weakness, the representation of fear, according to them. I'm like, hey, color of piss, hey! That was the first thing I thought of my head as a kid. I did that tween shit, you know? You're a tween and you find this out, hey! It's piss! Right?
What do you expect? Like, if people have dirty minds and they'll find any way they possibly can to make something dirty.
Makes an innuendo out of it, yeah. Tweeny bops do the shit all the time. We all do that. It's a phase we go through. I tried to be creative with it. It didn't work, but I always tried. I was a little different in that sense than most in that sense. Excuse me. But that corrupt lantern that became one with that living magic ball and turned into a flame inside the heart of a star, the Star Heart. He became part of the Star Heart. That dude had the color of fear removed from his weakness, and it was replaced with plant like the nature, greenery, wood. I'm like, wow, you made these powers suck harder. Wow. Oh, no one could stop him? Are you shitting me? Fuck, man.
Sounds like a little bit of Bart Decay to me. Plants are everyone's weakness.
I mean, technically, if you look at the chemical warfare element that plants do, he's not technically wrong.
Agreed.
I mean, if you look at it from that perspective, it's why he's carnivorous in his diet. And he's a pathophysiologist as well, which...
Yeah, I know.
You know, that, for those who don't know this, though, I'm saying for those who don't know. You and I know, I'm the one who introduced you to him.
Yeah.
And then you got... you got motherfuckers misrepresenting him now like crazy. Because he doesn't... Oh, God, I remember he went on a hard tangent, like a rant about how industrial horticulture is destructive to the environment and shit, and how regenerative agriculture is needed. No shit, Sherlocks! But, that wasn't enough. He doesn't hound it. He doesn't hammer it constantly, for some, which is what they want. So you're never going to satisfy the fuckers. But, you know. Bitch! I'm finding them. I'd get that one later. Got that one already. Okay. That'll have to come later. Okay, so I'll be getting those later, but still, I got most of the Light World ones, except... I think, up in the Death Mountain regions and a couple other spots. And then the Desert of, Mystery. Those certain ones. I'll be getting them on the way, through that dungeon, so I better go and skedaddle to it. Let's hurry the fuck up and get to it so I can get started. Got my 2 blue potions. I gotta go get some fins. That's why I've been running around collecting rupees and shit. You see, and there's other character arcs that just. But anyways, Alan Scott, the green, that's the Golden Age Green Lantern, and when they expanded on it, the Silver Age Green Lantern Corps enemy, that's how the Starheart came to be. The Guardians of the Omniverse were originally from the Silver Age universe, Earth 1. So Earth 2, and Starheart was formed of magic banishment from the universe in Earth 2. They wanted to be more scientific in their use of the power and the emotional spectrum. That's how all this goes. That's how this went down, right? So yeah. But the Starheart, and honestly, he basically had 2 kids. Eventually down the line, one of them was Jade. She had access to the Starheart's power within herself, and her skin was green because she could sustain herself through the chlorophyll. She could literally be like a plant because she had chlorophyll in her skin. She pulled the look off though.
Next, Roots.
But she was called Jade, and she was pretty kick-ass. And Alan Scott had a son named Obsidian, who basically, Alan Scott managed to get bits of certain energies that were given off by villains bombard him, and he carried them on, and 2 of those the energies in particular would carry on into their children, his kids. And Obsidian is a bisexual, I think, psychotherapist or some shit. And he can merge with people's shadows and merge with darkness. And sink himself into people's shadows and travel through shadows and stuff and darkness.
That legitimately sounds cool.
It does, and but here's what they did with the new 52 take on Alan Scott, made him gay. Just remove those 2. Remove those 2 from existence. He's a flamboyant homo.
Why can't they just make original characters to have their fucking fantasy with?
They could have made it an entirely different universe for that. Instead of just redoing everything, just doing everything over. Are you shitting me? They could have done that with the fucking version of the pre-crisis, right? Like I said, I mentioned the Crisis of Infinite Earths, right?
Yeah.
That's when the Anti-Monitor was trying to eat all the multiverse up, and then they tried to stop it, and it caused a bunch of other shit to happen. That's how you wound up with the 52 universe, right? The original.
I think I saw the animated version of the Crisis of Infinite Earths in Justice League, I think it was.
I don't know if it was the same event, because the original Justice League. The original Justice League, they were after that, because chronologically in their own little multiverse. But the Anti-Monitor, he was the biggest mass murderer in all of DC history because, again, he eats universes.
I'm going to do some internet searching.
But all the bullshit was reversed with the event called Convergence. Basically, a Brainiac from the New Earth, the mainstream universe's Brainiac, went to the this unique concept called the Source, and the Source Wall, looked through it and tried to record like previous universes that exist in the history of the multiverse, right?
Yeah.
Grant Morrison in more recent years, like, by the way, warning guys, try not to be judgmental and cringe, but apparently they identify now as a non-binary. They want to be referred to as they, them. Grant Morrison is an absolute mad lad, though, intellectually, like, creativity and all that. Because they came up with the idea of convergence for multiversity, the comics thing called Multiversity. And it's great because you could bring back literally every story arc, everything that was ever canon or ever existed could come back. The only thing that existed outside the 52 multiverse before that was hypertime. You can extract universes out of hypertime. There's this multiversal metadimensional thing.
Okay, yeah, I did watch Justice League Crisis of Infinite Earths, the animated movie.
Okay, cool. Do not worry, folks. This is too easy of a dungeon. The first 3 Light World dungeons, or Hyrule dungeons, are too easy. They're way too fucking easy. Just don't fuck around, or don't slip up, and you'll be fine. So you have to really slip up, you know, or you have to have shitty controls. I'm literally using an N64 controller for USB ports to play this, so...
Some of the pinnacles of controller innovation.
Yeah. You don't need a control stick, you just need a fucking D-pad. And so you don't have to hold it in a weird ass way. Boom, bitch, dead. So what really, another thing that pissed me off was, so they arbitrarily made Alan Scott fucking, you know, gay and just removed these kids from being existence. I'm like, why? Why? So, and I'm reading more and more about the retconning of the characters they did for New 52, and the more I read this bullshit, the more aggravated I got. I'm like, I can't support this. If I got to, I'll just stop reading comics. Like, this is retarded. They're literally destroying their own fucking frameworks, everything that, you know, they've done. Everything that made their fucking shit, you know, what great that it is, and all these films and all these, you know, animations and stuff that they've done off it, they're destroying all that. They're ruining it to their own shit. I'm like, don't get me on the social justice commie shit.
Well,
that's just the shit.
Well,
that's the
lost.
icing. Yeah.
kind of like how Marvel is making Fat Dora the Explorer one of their heroes, and a couple of non-existent gender twins that apparently can't take insults also be some of their new heroes, or at least those were ideas pitched. I don't know if they actually made it into any comics.
A lot of this shit comes from Mao's Little Red Book, this Italian neo-Marxist, Gramsci, and the fucking Fabians, I swear. This comes straight out of their shit. Excuse me. This comes straight out of their bullshit. Well, actually, the policy thing that's going on right now. So, it's not that politics downstream from culture, they're both running parallels, they're two different things running.
Huh? It's a vicious loop. It's a vicious loop. One influences the other, and then the other influences
They influence each other in different ways. One does not run down from the other. It's two parallels that feedback loop into each other. That's all I've got to say. Like, that is the absolute... Fuck. I used to just go... and just charge right through there. Can't seem to time myself right to do that anymore. It's been
Like, sure, politics is downstream from culture, but when the culture changes from politics, is that culture being downstream from politics, or is it politics being downstream from culture?
We'll see that. We'll see what they're doing is they're basically, this is what you have to reverse engineer. You have to reverse engineer the Fabian tactic. This is what Don the Plez was saying for a long ass time, and hopefully someone catches on to that, and he's right. He read into him and shit, the Fabian Society. That's how he knows this shit. Anyway.
And I'm not surprised because the thing is, this kind of thing basically started under Obama with Operation Chokepoint, and possibly even earlier with a whole bunch of other things that no one knows about.
I started seeing SJW shit occur in my fucking elementary years in the early 2000s. Start to pick up. I was in the middle of like in a hillbilly dense area of the mid fucking west. Like I could go 50 miles a certain distance and go to go to the Amish for fuck's sakes and buy goods from them. I could travel 64 miles north and go to St. Louis. I know because I had to go there to go to a pediatrician and the psychiatric and pediatrician stuff as a kid growing up. And I had to.
Jeez, it was that far back at least.
Yeah, there's some of the rhetoric was coming about in that then. I know because I didn't pander to it, and I got in trouble for that. Fuck, it's on a permanent record somewhere that I've been falsely accused of. There was these two little shits that wrote really. You shouldn't be knowing what pornographic shit is when you're in 2nd grade. I don't give a fuck who you are. If your kid knows about that shit, you fail as a parent. I don't give a fuck. You need to rethink your parenting strategy. You should have fucking had your kid should have been swallowed.
Or if not, at least have some kind of conversation about it, and hopefully one that they understand.
You should they shouldn't know this shit in 2nd grade.
Then come back to it later.
They shouldn't even know this shit in 2nd grade. Well, anyway, I didn't even know what the fuck. Anyway, they were essentially they wrote a letter to some girls, and they put my name on it. And they told the people, I told them, no, I don't want my name on that. Why are you doing this? And they basically lied and said I told them that, and I got in some serious trouble. And that was the first time my dad ever took the belt off. Was about to beat me with it. He saw me literally convulsing out on the floor out of fear. He realized he fucked up and started crying, and we both calmed down and we hugged it out and said, Tell me what happened. That was the first time I ever heard my dad threaten to kill a bunch of people at once in a school.
Yeah.
And when they threatened the cops, he said, I'll kill some of them motherfuckers too. Bring them on.
Well, I guess we kind of have to find a way out of this whole Prussian school model system.
Yeah, it doesn't work. It sucks.
Literally designed to make obedient soldiers for, well, the Prussian army.
So a false allegation is on. Getting in trouble for a false allegation is on a permanent record of mine somewhere because of it. Yeah. And my dad's probably been on a record for threatening to kill some people for that. Which I don't care. I mean, it is, if someone tried to dox really in private info about me or something, they'll find that, and that's the story. So
if you're not on a list of some kind, what the heck are you doing with yourself?
Fuck, I could be on a list since I was a teenager when I was pirating fucking petrochemical industry books. Shitting me?
And honestly, with all of these lists being being so loaded with people who just search things out of curiosity, they may as well be useless.
That, and then the fact that you probably could, with all the so-called laws in quotation marks, you commit 3 to 5 felonies a day. Everyone does, on average.
Well, yeah, assuming America, but yes. Here, I don't think they're called felonies. I think they're just generally crimes, and they just punish them differently based on what they are. They don't have specific names like misdemeanor or felony.
Still, it's just ridiculous. Now that I got the actual power gauntlets. Oh wait, is it called Power Glove? Whatever. Now that I actually have them, I'm gonna go to the witch, Syrup the witch, and give her the mushrooms so I can have something. She'll give me something in return for it after I beat the boss here. It's very standard shit. Now so you see, so we went through a bunch of shit about the fucking whole, why, shit in DC started going downhill from 2011 on. The shit back in Marvel, for a lot of Marvel characters, started happening before that.
How could it be that it is so much longer than that, and Marvel has not been out arguably that much longer?
Well, they started half-ass retconning stuff out of the blue with leaving too many story plot holes that are kind of necessary to fill, and just fill in the gaps. And they started doing that as far back as 2006 and 7 and 8, right before and after the Nicolas Cage Ghost Rider movie came out. Nicolas Cage is a good actor. I think his talents were underappreciated or underused or misplaced in some cases. But he's a good actor, I think.
The only thing that I could name that came out of Marvel the only two things that I can tell you that came out of Marvel that I know were at least decent is the MCU up until and including Infinity War, skipping Captain Marvel, and some of the Spider-Man stuff.
Yeah, like...
Of which they only half own because Sony owns the other half of it.
Am I an asshole? Am I stupid for liking part of some of the Tony Maguire starred Spider-Man movies, or no?
I haven't watched many of the. I haven't watched the Spider-Man movies. It was most of the animated shit that I watched.
I like them, but I mean, I'm not crazy for them. I think honestly, I think the, yeah, I think it's, in all honesty, the best thing to happen, but anyways, a lot of, for certain characters, their origins and their background lore and their mythologies have been fucking retconned as many times, or redone as many times for each character of certain ones as the fucking DC multiverse, at least. So, one last thing about DC. Oh, motherfucker. Fuck. Sorry, I was fighting a bunch of guys. I had died at that time. I was saying, I think the best thing happened was a lot of the, yes, the MCU until like what you said, but essentially like they half-ass retcon things, and they made a bunch of character art changes that really weren't necessary. Like, did you know that what was that? The Japanese sword, the story about the Japanese swordsman who abused his like part of his like negativity into a fucking sword, and it becomes powerful and destructive or some shit. Maramusa, or what the fuck it was. Well, Wolverine apparently finds the guy or a descendant of the guy or whatever, and gets a sword forged like that for himself, and puts a part of his soul in it, or puts all of his soul in it. So apparently, his healing factor is reduced, and some other shit. I'm like, why do you do that? It's dumb.
Wait, first of all, what? Second of all, why? And third of all, what return on investment calculation was there for that?
And his son, Dark Wolverine. By the way, he's half Japanese and bisexual. So if you want your so-called diversity quotas, there's your. You can fuck yourself. First off. Secondly, that should satisfy him a little. But he basically took the sword and made claw augmentations for himself out of them to fight his dad with. And then and I'm like, again, why? This is stupid.
Like, I mean, the taking of a very powerful weapon and augmenting yourself like that sounds pretty badass. But the reason as to why? Like, if it's to fight your mutant dad for no reason, like...
I don't remember the backstory. I don't remember all the backstory, but there was some tension or something. I don't remember all the shit. I liked the character of Dark Wolverine. It was unique. It was a different take on the Wolverine. It was his son, but still, it's also a different take on him. But I still liked it. But I thought it was good. But it's just, I forgot the story about the beef. But the point is, the whole shit and caboodle, there's so much wrong with the shit. Like, I'm at a loss for words at it, trying to remember it all, but there's shit like that went down. Mythology, Ghost Rider's what got me started into comics, because my bros bought me action figures. So I'm buying the flippers now while I'm ahead. So I used to read the comics of the action figures. I had the original, I think. I had one of the enemies. No, I didn't. I had the Johnny Blaze when he had that cybernetic shell on him. While he was trying to heal from an injury, recover from some injury or some shit. I forgot what. I had that action figure. I also had the Daniel Ketch Ghost Rider. Okay, this is what you do here. I fucked up on that. I fucked up on it. But anyway, check this out. It's a way to upgrade your shield early on in the game. I'm going to teach you all this shit right now. While we're doing that, I get the magic boomerang this time. This is how you get, again, early on in the game. And it's very useful for straight up. See? Now to upgrade the shield. But essentially, I read the comics that came with the action figures, and sometimes the demon... Johnny Blaze started out as a guy who was bound to a demon. Had a demon bound to him because he... I fucked up. Well, he had a demon bound to him because he thought he was trying to save his stepdad that took him in. There we go. And made a deal with the demon lord, Mephistopheles. It wasn't actually Satan. And he still, the deal, he got fucked on it. Crash Simpson died. Still. And Mephisto tried to come take his soul from him as part of the deal. Which they captured this part of more accurately in the Ghost Rider movie 07. But what actually happened was he didn't get to take Johnny's soul. He actually Roxanne used a magic spell that was amplified with her love and for Johnny. She was big and she had the hots for him. Well, she basically used that to make Mephisto banish Mephisto, cast away from her. Excuse me. And so he was madder than a motherfucker. So he said, since I can't get your soul, I can fuck with you now. And he bound a demon into him. And the demon didn't have his memory, and he wasn't able to fully control. He wasn't even very awake Johnny would involuntarily transform into a flaming skeleton of hellfire, literal flames of hell, and bright red light dots of fire in it for eyes, and basically at night in the presence of evil, when innocent blood was spilled. Well, Johnny found out that it was a demon. The demon didn't have its memory and wasn't really fully awake. It was kind of, you know, you can go in and out of consciousness kind of thing. Or you know, like a really stoned, drunken state of mind. Some people talk about being drunk and stoned. But, or whatever. What people say, that kind of thing. But also amnesia.
It sounds like me when I wake up for the first time in the morning and then like I want to go back to bed.
Imagine that, but amnesiac. Hard amnesia.
Sounds way worse.
That was Zarathos the demon. That's what he was like. And eventually he would awaken more over time. He'd fight for control. Especially after, he would, regain his memory. There was a demon called Nightmare. And Nightmare gave him his memories back. Apparently, he was stuck in a statue in somewhere in the Americas unknown at the moment, and that unknown to us at the time, you know, until 2,000 years ago. Native American sorcerer fucking found him. Well, found his statue and unlocked it and awakened him. Summoned him from it, and he basically made a deal with the demon and said, alright, you kill my enemies, you can eat their souls. You consume their souls and the knowledge that you possess when you destroy their souls by consuming them. And he didn't, they did an agreement. Well, he basically came to power.
Crazy shit.
And eventually Mephisto caught on to it and was worried, and so because he was afraid Zarathos was going to try to take over his plane of hell, or someone's. If it was a Hell Lord, it could easily be him. Because he knew of him in the past, apparently. They didn't expand on that part of it until Daniel Ketch came along in the late 80s. It was Ghost Rider's chapter 2, essentially. But Zarathos regained his memories, that much of his memories, and he started fighting with Johnny Blaze. He was mad. Anyways, he had a whole cult following. He basically he made himself out like a god. He was worshipped. He managed to gain enough power to make Mephisto skittish. So Mephisto basically sent a soulless guy to fight Zarathos, and Zarathos' power was, he lost followers because he was ineffective. He didn't have quite the power Mephisto did. Mephisto didn't want him to get that way either, so he stopped him from getting that. But the guy came to a centurion. He had no soul. He had no soul, and most of Zarathos' powers didn't even phase him because of that. Well, Mephisto captured Zarathos, captured him. His body, his skeletal muscle, the rest of his body. The flames he was surrounded by were what he was captured and pulled out, and the rest of his body got turned into a statue. And he was bound into humans and as a mockery, as a so-called spirit of vengeance from hell, essentially, and he would eventually take over the humans and devour them from within. And then he would be taken back by Mephisto to get new hosts. Very fucked up way of eating, I guess.
And I guess how the great stories fall to being, well, what they are today, as we have been discussing for the past couple of hours at this point.
Yeah. Essentially, well, technically, it's only been an hour 29 minutes. But yeah, I guess that goes. I guess count.
Whatever.
Well, it's like that's not counting the what outside of the recording time, I guess. But yeah. So essentially, Centurion comes back with a crystal, and Johnny lets him take over full control, and Centurion pulls him in, and Zarathos grabs him and pulls him into the crystal with himself. And Johnny's free of the curse, able to live his own life. Once again, for a while, until Daniel Ketch comes along. But anyways, Daniel Ketch finds his sister Barbara was hurt, was attacked, and there's a mystical motorcycle with a strange emblem on it. He touches that emblem and he gets engulfed in hellfire and blacks out, and the spirit takes over and becomes Ghost Rider. Johnny Blaze thinks it's Zarathos and realizes it's not, somebody different, and they're like, I wonder who this is. So there's that, and woo! Damn motherfucker! They find out through the caretaker that Johnny, Ketch, and Barbara were all three siblings. She dies in the hospital. He had Barbara's blood on his hands, and it caused the medallion symbol to activate. That symbol was a symbol of the medallion of power. And there was an ancient bunch of spirits of vengeance, and they fought the same demon, Zarathos, 21,000 years ago. And there was a branch of humanity, there was a bunch of immortals that were mystically inclined. They were known as the Blood. They were mortal caretakers of the areas that the spirits of vengeance that rode through the night, that were engulfed in heavenly fire, and they were spirits of heavenly vengeance and wrath. They literally were like the horseback riding fiery beings. They were like Ghost Riders in the sky, but fiery, like the song. So what happened? They fought Zarathos, and they were failing, so they said one last ditch effort. And the Medallion of Power was used to seal them, was used to seal the demon. And basically, most of his very essence escaped the medallion, and essentially most of his essence escaped, and his body was still stuck in the form of a statue. Well, guess what? Take a guess. Fucking Zarathos was found 19,000 years later. Same story. The Native American, a sorcerer, found him. And then that story happened, and then he started being... Well, eventually, someone found an actual and physical embodiment of the Medallion of Power. And a guy named Max Parrish got possessed by Zarathos until Spider-Man took it from him and some other shit. And Zarathos was made whole again, but still, he's still bound to other mortals and consumed them until Mephisto bound him into Johnny Blaze, making the actual hardcore, like the demonic Ghost Rider. That started out on the whole thing, but the difference between him and the actual Spirits of Vengeance Ghost Riders, where the Spirits of Vengeance Ghost Riders were changed. They actually became surrounded by, they themselves were powered by actual hellfire instead of what they originally were. They were not as heavenly as they used to be. They were not quite as divine as they were. And their essences escaped the medallion, and the new Spirits of Vengeance would occur. Well, one was from the colonial period of the United States. You know, and a guy named Noble Kale. He got turned into... He inherited the fraction of Medallion of Power's actual power. Like I said before, I think it was I don't know if I said it here or before the recording, but the Medallion of Power fragment. The fragments of the Medallion of Power's actual powers were carried on to different bloodlines, their souls. Mephisto's just touched the Medallion of Power's fraction that was in Noble Kale. Well, the last descendant that had the Kale's last name of the Noble Kale's actual surname, or maiden name, Naomi. She married Johnny Blaze's, Daniel Ketch and Barbara Ketch's parent, dad, Barton Blaze. Now, that's the only thing that they messed up with on the original Ghost Rider movie of 2007. It wasn't Barton. It was not Crash Simpson that died. It was Barton Blaze that had gotten the cancer and then got fucked up from the wreck and some other dealings. A lot of the shit's still pretty fairly accurate, minus certain details like that. Yeah. Summary. Essentially, Zarathos comes back again, escapes the crystal, reaps it, you know, and he looks different than he did in the old comics. But he's not trying to be gigantic anymore. So he takes on his true baseline form: red demon with a skeletal face, downward pointing horns on his head that curl downward off the top of his head, come down from the back, and then curl downwards and shit. It's weird looking, but he was frightening as fuck. I remember that visage in the comics, the little comics I had. Well, Daniel Ketch fought him. It was a crazy shit show. Well, they eventually won the Midnight Suns. Daniel Ketch, Johnny Blaze in his little suit, metal suit, or a cybernetic shell to recuperate in, armed with a shotgun that shot hellfire out. Venom, the guy that fought the symbiote, bonding to Eddie Brock. Yeah, trippy, isn't it? Imagine him helping a bunch of supernatural fuckers. Blade, I think was in it. A bunch of other guys. It's called the Midnight Suns. Well, they stabbed Zarathos with a enchanted sword. Freed Daniel Ketch after they tried to consume him, like try to eat him. And he turned back to a statue. Well, he basically fucked the mother of demons, and she has offspring by him. But they didn't do anything with that potential storyline. That could have been awesome to read. So that was the end of the 2 Ghost Rider eras and the backstory of the whole thing, right? And where it ended up. Zarathos was defeated once again, sealed in a statue. He resurfaces in Johnny Blaze around sometime in the early 2000s. Noble Kale comes back to Daniel Ketch. It basically what happens next is so the retconning started happening all during the 2006 to 2008. They retconned a soul-eating, evil, feasting, negativity, enjoying demon from hell whose origins were not made clear on purpose fully because he was a hellion creature, you know. They kept the origins semi-ambiguous. All they know is he was a demon from hell, and he wanted to take over a certain different planes of hell and become a hell lord by, you know, taking the power for himself to do so, right? Any means necessary, because that was his drive. That's all they knew. And he was bound to Johnny, and then they fought him with his brother. He and his brother and the others, the Midnight Suns, fought him, trying to kill him, you know, for good. He fucked the mother of demons and conceived a kid with him. Find out they find out the demon that murdered Barbara Ketch was Lilith, the son of Lilith, the mother of demons. His name was Blackout. It's crazy, but that was the one who murdered Barbara Ketch, caused all that to happen. But yeah. Here we go. Fuck. Fuck! Fuck.
I guess that it just sucks how basically all of media is just imploding upon itself.
Yeah, so, yeah, they retconned Zarathos and all that shit. They left so much he had done unanswered and all that with the retcon. Oh, he's an angel now. He's actually a spirit of vengeance. He's actually an angel. He's a secret weapon of heaven. It was a response to save Johnny from Mephisto and eventually fight the devil. I'm not kidding. They did this half-ass retconning shit with the Judeo-Christian theology, the Christian theology, and they basically just said, you know, fuck all the plot holes we're making, fuck all that. We'll just let it go like this. And there's an angel named Zadkiel, the angel of vengeance and wrath, and it's just shit like this. And I'm like, okay. How did he become a soul-sucking demon? How did he become a creature of hell itself, with no defined origins outside of being a creature of hell? How did he become This thing, the Spirits of Vengeance fought for thousands of years, off and on, sacrificed themselves to kill it, to seal him away, because he couldn't be killed. He's practically OP as fucking shit. All these questions. Oh, that was just made up by the caretaker. That's not how you do that. Because Lilith and her child with him still exists. The fucking entirety of the damage from the Midnight Suns. The fucking occult of blackened beings that used to be members of the Blood that come from 20-something thousand years ago that started worshipping Zarathos to give him power. He brought them back during that time. And they were asleep for 20-something thousand years, like 1,000 years. Are you fucking kidding me? There's so much shit they left plot holes in when they did that.
I'm not surprised that it is SJWs either way which destroy comics, be they left-wing SJWs or right-wing SJWs.
And it was crazy.
Because yeah, the early 2000s were definitely filled to a brim with right-wing SJWs.
So they did this just on the fly shit with so many plot holes in the mythology of the Ghost Riders. I was okay with the Spirits of Vengeance being all over the world. I had no problem with that. The fucking Zarathos retconning and all the fucking shit that he did, and all the souls he devoured, and all the shit Mephisto used him for, all that was half-ass retcon, and it's disgusting. And there was no fixing any of that. So, Ghost Rider is kind of, the mythology was fucked, got fucked up. Now, if it did what they did for the story element of Ghost Rider Spirit of Vengeance, which I hate that movie, that would have been a more effective retcon. But it still would have had too many holes in it. All the fucking shit that happened that come from that 21,000 year legend and battles, series of battles, still exists and, you know, provably existed. So how the fuck are you gonna explain that shit? Now, the caretaker didn't make that up. I mean, the shit's still there. So there's all kind of plot holes like that. That left in this Ghost Rider mythology. Oh, Daniel Ketch was a villain for a while. Capturing all the Spirits of Vengeance and then to try to crash the gates of heaven down. So you had to paint him as a villain because you ran out of fucking ideas. Are you shitting me? Oh, he's got to serve as a slave to the Spirits of Vengeance until the end of days and do the shit. Because he was stupid. And there's so much wrong with that. They ruined Daniel Ketch as a character. The only good thing they did right was when they did the Robbie Reyes or whatever character, Ghost Rider with the fucking Dodge Charger that turns into a hell car. Badass, and especially in Marvel Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. series. Oh, that was beautiful. And Johnny Blaze didn't give him the Spirits of Vengeance power in the comics. He was just possessed by a demon. Well, Johnny Blaze found him and fucking checked in on him and gave him the penance stare. And that's something that Zarathos wasn't supposed to have, the penance stare, which is a true Ghost Rider weapon where you look into someone's eyes to sear the souls of the wicked. How did Zarathos get that, even though he's supposed to be a demon? Demons don't have the penance stare. It's a holy power of a Spirit of Vengeance. None of this shit makes sense. So you see, yeah, you see that shit. Maybe he could have been corrupted by being exposed to the Medallion of Power's energies for so long. Or some shit like that, right? That would make sense, but they didn't do that. Well, there was a website called Vengeance Unbound that tried to correct all the fuck-ups in the bridge all the gaps and fill in all the plot holes to the half-ass retconning of the mythology. But they didn't have enough satisfactory explanations for certain areas. It's the only criticism I had. If they did have those, I would have been convinced by Vengeance Unbound.
Crazy.
And that really pissed me off because it was just bad story writing and bad character writing on those who had done that. And those were split into 666 fragments. It gets ridiculous. More ridiculous. Zarathos gets taken out of him and bonded to a woman. And it goes really supertistic. Not that I mind her, she was badass. I just don't think a flaming skeletal woman with tits is something that's my cup of tea. No thanks. I think she'd be better off doing something else. You know, but that's just me.
Again, need to watch more movies, need to watch more Western cartoons from before they were fucked. Need to get into comics, I guess.
And manga. But yeah, it's ridiculous what happened to, there's no excusing that shit, but that's what happened.
Yeah, my pop culture diet is too anime heavy.
Mine's not anime heavy enough. And what's funny is they're now, I guess, Razorfist called it yellow washing of Western elements in their anime. He did a whole fucking bit about that, which he's not wrong. He's not fucking wrong. Oof. He's not wrong. It's just as long as it works.
Yeah, like who cares if there are Western elements in Eastern entertainment, so long as it's still good.
Right, but the reason is the anime, the weebs like to bitch about a whitewashing anime culture, quote unquote. But that's what the whole rant was about, and I agreed fully with that because it was silly.
Yeah, again, who cares? Because so long as it's good, no one should give a shit.
But yeah, he basically said that. He basically talked about that. He said, remember how everybody likes to shit on how people say people ripped off of Ghost in the Shell? You know, they just like to say everybody like ripped off of them.
Oh,
Shoes
yeah.
on the other foot, bitch. Take your medicine.
Like the Deus Ex series and whatnot. Yeah.
But the thing is,
the Deus Ex series. But heck, the Deus Ex series is a good series of video games.
The other thing too, the other thing too is most of Ghost in the Shell, a lot of its shit comes from Blade Runner. A vast chunk of the shit in Ghost in the Shell comes from Blade Runner.
And again, so long as it's not the same boring garbage, and so long as it's still good, who cares?
Exactly.
Like, everything at some point is going to be a remix.
I'm happy that the makers of the Child's Play movies, this franchise, and Chucky did not go the remake route. They still kept trying to be fresh and different with their ideas with Chucky. I'm very appreciative of that. Although the ending is fucked up. Fucked up in a hilarious way. He splits his soul into 5, and one eventually possesses, the body of a woman. So, and Tiffany is bound to Jennifer Tilly's body, and then. So Chucky dykes it out with his old girlfriend, and they both, dyke it out in different bodies than they used to have. Fucking weird. Comical, but fucking weird. Just absolutely fucking weird. Yeah, it's hilarious, but it's hilarious but weird, But look at Legend of Zelda. Legend of Zelda, the formula's the same, but they added to it without fucking it up.
Exactly.
Huh?
Exactly. It's almost as if Eastern media knows what the fuck they're doing, and when they don't know what the fuck they're doing, they try to fix it so that they then look like afterwards that they know what the fuck they're doing.
I forgot what Asian country. I forgot what Asian country was the first to say "fuck you, all you SJW Marxist commie shit." I'm not listening. It's crazy.
Final Fantasy XIV was a disaster at launch, and then a couple of years later, they basically rebuilt the entire game.
Which is the total opposite of Bethesda. Oh, let the mod makers fix it.
Yeah, and they had to fix it because, first of all, it was basically dragging the name of Final Fantasy down. Second of all, well, they realized that happy customers means happy company. Like, holy shit.
They're companies, but they're not excessively opinionated and entitled to the point, fuck you, I'll do what I want. No, the customer's always right, twat.
And the crazy part was, they basically rebuilt the entire game in 2.5 years.
Competence, lack of opinionation.
And combine that with it being in part during the earthquake in 2011.
Yeah, that's right, the earthquake in Japan, holy shit. Yeah!
So basically, they only had a solid 2 years of development time, let's say, because, 6 months of that time was eaten up by an earthquake, and they produced a competent game after saying, sorry, we fucked up with the original title, and basically replaced the entirety of that, and now it's the #2 most subbed MMO in the world. Next to WoW, of course. Of which, honestly, that has to flip around because, Blizzard is going full fucking woke.
See, here's what's fucking hilarious to me. Google has released a certificate program to replace college degrees.
And it's beautiful. I saw RGE's video on it.
He's been advocating that for fucking years. I can't blame him. But what irks me is Google. It's one of the fuckers that's contributed in various ways to a lot of our modern problems. So many ways.
But if anything, at least it's going to be inspiration for somebody who is not Google to do it correctly.
Exactly. That's the key. It needs to be served as an inspiration. Let's have a not corrupt version of this so you can get the same thing done.
And also, I trust Google more than I do the college that I went to, because holy shit, the fact that you are still told to take 2 gen ed classes in a fucking software dev major. Holy fuck.
Let's get... When are they going to start making college degrees for cooming?
Like the first one was basically the consideration of what technology does to society, of which is absurd because any instance where the government is not involved, if people use it, that means you're providing them a service. And the second part of it was, and the second gen ed course I took was basically ways of pushing socialism by looking at how human beings happened to be, and because we're poaching silverback monkeys, we must have socialism to avoid poaching silverback monkeys. Of which I'm like, well, if it is profitable to poach the silverback monkeys, because guess what? We're not farming them. It's the same thing with rhino horns. Make farming legal, and then you won't have this problem.
Boom. You know, also, you know, speaking of farming, I need to get on that video about how to make feedlots regenerative more, and the various steps you take to do it, and in a way that it won't drastically change infrastructure so much, except make it less. Make less use of land, less water, and less, you know, shit all around.
To quote Stossel's video on the whole poaching thing, of which he probably quoted someone else, for the 4 years, or the 2 years, or however many years that South Africa allowed farming of ivory, the rhino population basically quadrupled, and then immediately after they banned it again, the rhino population went back to what it was before they legalized it. It is absurd.
Oh yeah, this environmentalism is a crock of shit, essentially.
Mind you, when we say environmentalism, we mean the Malthusian shit, not any legitimate attempt of increasing efficiency and providing incentives to keeping the species from going extinct. Like
yeah.
farming.
The environment narrative is so full of shit. It's so bullshit. Oh, you want to fight global warming? Here's a better idea. How about make combustion engines better burning, and then get rid of the nitrogen oxide, so reduce them as much as possible without needing a catalytic converter. And then you know, basically get rid of all the sulfur out of the fuel, and then make the fuel quality better, and then just preheat the fuel and make the air intake as cold as possible. Bam.
Gas heating and electric heating. We just get heat pumps of which take heat from the earth as simultaneous air conditioning and heating. Like, just stick a couple of pipes into the ground when you're digging the foundation for your house anyways. Fill them with water, and the water you get out of them will be a nice constant 10 degrees Celsius year-round. That is all you need in order to make for a decent heat pump loop that can work year-round as your heating and air conditioning combined, and it is able to leverage the it's able to basically make your heating bill like a quarter of what it is.
You could do that. I could do you one better. If you know how to tap into the like magma chambers of the super volcanoes and made them drain off to keep them from filling up to a certain point, so they'd never be able to erupt again. Guess what you can do? You could basically do that, let them drain after a certain amount into the ocean or wherever the fuck you can route that to, right? Oh, and then maintain it, but you can basically do a geothermal power off of the super volcanoes.
Awesome. We can basically take Yellowstone, cut her open.
Not cut her open, more like go down to the spot where the magma chamber's at and drill some drainage areas in as carefully as you can without setting it off. And
side benefit, it's never going off ever again.
Yeah. Somebody was talking to me about. Oh yeah, it was thwarted. God damn, I need to hit him up, see how he's doing. Better hit his ass up, see how he's been.
On the Lewis Roxman Discord last time I checked.
He's in the what?
Lewis Roxman's Discord.
He's what?
He is in Lewis Rossman's Discord.
Oh, Lewis Rossman. Who's that? Who is that particular individual?
Rossman is an iPhone repair guy in New York, currently trying to fund his way into passing right to repair bills. Like you, I disagree with how he was going about the issue, but I do think it is noble. Let's see if I can put a link to it.
Alright. So yeah, that's you know what's crazy? The ones that changed the least was Image Comics Spawn. You know what I'm talking about, don't you?
Not.
Look him up. Look him up.
Unboxing the original is this?
Image Comics Spawn.
Okay.
Yeah, Al Simmons. He was his whole life was set up to create Armageddon and to by a demon by the name of Mammon.
Oh, okay.
And he was sent to hell when you thought Malbosia was the main devil. Boy, was he wrong. But yeah. Well, yeah. And he basically killed himself by cutting his own head off with his own power. He did that at one point.
This actually looks awesome.
Dude, he's still awesome. The only thing though is that fucking movie, that fucking Spawn movie was horrible.
Like, why on earth wasn't this on television?
It actually was, for I think 1 or 2 seasons.
Depending on which channel it was, I wouldn't have seen it.
Yeah.
But holy shit.
I think,
the category, if it were made today, it would be cancelled immediately.
yeah, I think you can find the series streamed on video form of the whole series, first season, I think. Oh yeah, if it was made like it was back then, yeah, it'd be canceled the hell out of. But maybe not, because the character is black, so they'll probably say, oh, it's brownie points, or fuck if I know or care. But yeah. But Al Simmons was trained as a military assassin, and he died. He was sent to hell, and ooh. Boy, he went through a tough fucking time.
Todd McFarlane's Spawn.
Yup. That's it.
It's money on YouTube. Let's see how much. $13 million. Wow.
13. Oh.
For 6 episodes.
13 what?
$13 Canadian. Oh wait, no. Hang on, it's just 3 seasons. What the heck?
See,
maybe better to look at an HBO subscription because by the looks of it, it's on HBO as well.
That's one thing Lewis Black always said about HBO specials. At least he got an 80 he had an 80 use for the word fuck limit.
Awesome. So effectively unlimited for a TV show.
Yeah. Yeah, it was just that bit though, but yeah. You could get away with a lot more shit with HBO back in the day. Nothing that you could, oh man, there's a lot of great material from back in the, that started from the 80s, 90s, you know, the Spawn, like Image Comic. Back in the 90s, Marvel versus DC had a crossover, and they made fusion characters, and a whole little universe around the Marvel main universe and New Earth era of DC's universes merged, and it was called the Amalgam Universe. The universe still exists, but it's kept in a way sealed in a pocket reality. Alright, thank you.
Interesting.
And some of the characters, I'm not gonna lie, if I ever had the wealth to do it, I would buy the rights to Amalgam Comics and start it up again. But I would make,
awesome.
Or if someone,
just take the best characters from DC and the best characters from Marvel, which would probably be the villains from DC and the heroes from Marvel.
Actually, it'd be both heroes and villains from both, because I'm not gonna lie. My favorite were Speed Demon, which is a Ghost Rider, and the Flash. And then you had Ultra Soldier, which is basically imagine a Kryptonian DNA put into the Captain America's Super Soldier Serum, and the guy was named Clark Kent, and you basically made the perfect union of Superman and Captain America, which is great. And then you have Iron Lantern, which is basically like the Iron Man and like Alan Scott, or was it Iron Man and Green Lantern Corps, whatever. Point is, that was okay. The Green Lantern powers I was not a big fan of, but as part of the Iron Man deal or something, that was actually pretty cool. And then there was some other fusion characters that I liked, but a lot of them were terrible and needed overhauling, like Beast Boy and the Beast from X-Men, Beastling. He needed an editing and change. The Raven counterpart, her name was horrible, and her background story needed a lot different change. If she's gonna have the exact same powers as the mutant that she was merged with, and still be like a half demon as well, and have the same powers as Raven and DC on top of that, you're gonna have a half demon origin story. And the Niles Cable marrying off possibly in the future, but not set in stone, might not happen, but could. is not really a good pairing, I'm not gonna lie. Say her mom could be resurrected or something, and she would marry him off, maybe. That would possibly work. I don't know. There's a lot of shit that needs to be, you know, edited in a lot of characters, because they're possibly good potential, but their practice is just, ugh. By the power of Kree! How about no? Stop. They basically combined Captain Marvel from DC and Captain Marvel from Marvel Comics. But the way they did it was cringe-inducing. It could work, but they need a lot, you know what I'm saying? Like, some of those characters need a lot of work.
So basically, Brie Larson.
So a lot. You see the point. You see the point of they need a lot of them needed editing bad.
Sucks that many ideas die in the ditch of IP law, where the original creator doesn't want to do shit with it or goes defunct, and nobody else can use it. Or
basically, that's what they did with Banjo-Kazooie. Microsoft did until they let them go back to until they released them in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate as DLC. Somebody asked me my honest opinion about the Spyro Reignited trilogy. I'm like, I'll play the ROMs of the PS1 versions. Thank you very much. I said, why? I said, first off, the game files to be that massive and 90% of it be DLC, which means I'd have to require the internet just to fucking play it when it's a single player fucking game. And all the shit that you could do in Crash, the original Crash games, and they re-released it for that PS generation. It's not even near as big in raw file size as Spyro. That is a fucking shame. Pure and simple. There's no excusing it.
Wow.
Another thing that really irked me was it wasn't quite as much DLC on Crash as well, just to make for that file size. That pissed me off. Like, I'll take the cracked version, please, for nothing, Alex. Excuse me, I propaned myself. Fucking Christ, that was the first time I saw that meme image. That was horrifying. The look in Hank Hill's eye is standing in what looks like a shower. I had a few wincing scars for a while from that one. Like, I had winced till I made slight face markings with it. Face contortions. I'm just collecting rupees. Look how much I got now. Hopefully we will have Executioner on for episode 3 or 4, and hopefully you'll be there for it too. I hope.
Well, I'll be up for it.
We just need to be able to catch Executioner for it, so we can do it. I guess, then again, Easter's happening tomorrow anyway. It might be part of why. Those people have asked me if I had plans. I said, fuck no. Fuck no.
Who cares? Because everyone else deems it a holiday, I'm gonna call it. I call it a long weekend because no one else cares. Like, if it were me, I would say, heck, it's just another work day, but...
Yeah. Oh, Rossman! I'm on his YouTube chat. I have subscribed to him. I remember now.
Yeah, the Right to Repair guy who owns a repair business in New York, and constantly complains about New York.
That's right, okay.
Anyways, heck, that was fun.
Yeah, I will see you guys later on. This is West Shrimp Po' Boy signing out with any possible final notes. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me try to. Sorry for the lag spike there, but I'm still gonna record this. This is great. Techno, do you have anything to finish with to say, or what?
I do not have to end this off with other than it was fun.
I'm glad we have that in common. Let me I'm gonna shill a few products. First off, Rollins anchovies, fillets of anchovy, wild caught. I have these. I chop them up real fine to a paste with a knife, just going back and forth on a cutting board. To make some of my beef, to make maces with, to get a little depth of flavor to them, just find a certain amount. Please check out a guy who is not only an owner of the company Longevity Power, but also a recent subscriber to my channel. Longevity Bottle and other products that he has. Check him out. He's one of the supplement sellers that's real deal. He is the real deal. He sells you powerful adaptogenic herbs and medicinal mushroom and other kind of concentrate extracts into elixir formulas. He also sells black maca extract. He also has dedicated, properly processed Hosha Wu. Goji berry extract, where it's less than at the very most only a tenth of the fructose. None of the nightshade lectins, like from the seeds and whatnot, because that's the main ones, the goji berries. But it's all the other things, the proteins, the polysaccharides that have immune regulating, gut biome feeding functions, and the minerals, vitamins, zeaxanthin, and different other carotenoids that work with vitamin A in the liver, and SOD boosting properties. All that's concentrated in the extract. It's probably the only way I would ever suggest, really, for someone to consume goji berries, or at least try them out, you know. And then the other way would be to get the goji fruit powder to make a tincture with, or certain herb preparations you can make yourself. But if you want to buy a pre-made extract you can put into stuff, Longevity Power's Goji Joy would be the top, would be my 20 out of 10 go-to. I highly recommend. But I'm going to use this stuff to spike some root beer with eventually. I got some other stuff called Everlasting Youth. I'm going to have to do a product review on it, and I'm going to link the references to the stuff that's in it, including a few WebMD articles. It's mainly one related to Chandra Berry. Please check out these links. These are companies, these are organizations, farms, and people I shill. I want you to check them out and show support. At the very least, check them out. The channels and stuff too. If you subscribe to them and like what they're about, tell them I sent you their way. Please check out these people. Please check out these great people and what they do. These women and men out there that do what they do, and tell them, like I said, if you want to also get some interesting books, Making Soda at Home, Mastering the Art of Carbonation by Jeremy Butler. You can get this used on Amazon or other book places at a fraction of what the new one would cost. Same with Homemade Soda by Andrew Schloss. I hope I said that correctly. And then Stephen Cresswell's Homemade Root Beer and Soda Pop. If you want to harvest, you want to learn how to make, so you want to get into soda craft for yourself, or say you want, I'm not going to suggest it, but if you wanted to do so for your domestic economy, just, you know, it's best if you look up the regulations and what they require, and then do it and follow those regulations, whether you're doing it under the table or if you get a license to do it. This would be a nice thing to support your local economy with. Good soda pop, healthier soda pop, with all the crazy additives and shit in it. You know, it'd be nice. It's nice. Last thing I want to shill is sweet fruit drops with dragon herbs. I use monk fruit as my main sweetener anymore. Stevia is my secondary one, but I get it in this, or I get it in a concentrate extra powder form. Like this one. Like this company is it's just monk fruit, and it's just foods, and there's a whole Claremont, California. It's a company. There's the address and everything. You can find out about it on the back. So yeah, these are this is a literal antioxidant you're consuming, by the way, with potential anti-inflammatory properties. And yeah, that's all I gotta shill whore out for now. But yeah, please check these things out if you want to. Some of these store sources of this stuff I already have linked. You can find them. Type them up I'm gonna take a minute to type them up. Yeah, I'll see you guys around. Check out these farms. If you want sustainable, better meat, check them out. You want the occasional sustainably and cleanly made raw dairy, you can check out check them out as well. They sell it. You want a source of decent seafood, you can also check these. Some of these people sell sustainable seafood as well. Please check these guys out. And another one I wanted you to check out is Brendan Gilbert and his website Hyperion Herbs. I highly recommend that guy. So thank you for watching. And I hope to see you again soon on the episode 3 of the Longplay series of Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past of the Gameplay Podcast with West Savage coming at you of the Derp Redneck channel. Adios.